Surprised? No. Thrown off a little bit, but I mean, shit. That's on him. I don't know. Like.
Lamont, I don't know the exact details or stuff that we've heard, but I think he's going to have Calvin in his corner this time. I think he will have Kenny, but he's not going to have Calvin. I think that's probably going to be like an advantage for you since he's going to have somebody new in his corner, if I'm not mistaken.
More than likely. I think that's a little weird. You know what I'm saying? Be with your trainer, your lifetime, your career.
If you thought the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach saga couldn't get any crazier, think again. Just minutes ago, the live rematch press conference exploded with a total shocker. Gervonta's trainer, Calvin Ford, straight up blindsided Lamont Roach right in front of the entire boxing world. No filter, no chill, just pure drama served hot and fresh.
And Gervonta Tank Davis just been released to the public. We know now, December 14th, Houston, Texas, he's going to be facing a very tough opponent in Lamont Roach. Can you tell us a little bit about the history between them two?
Oh man, they've been knowing each other from the amateurs, silver gloves, everything. They grew up actually together, you know. Roach and him back and forth battles and whatnot. It's gonna be a pretty interesting fight, you know what I'm saying? Because Roach he come to fight. And I think it's a great fight. Everybody talking all that stuff about why Roach, because he signed and took the fight, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for the community.
Picture this. The cameras are rolling, fans are hyped, and suddenly Calvin Ford, the man who's been Tank's right hand for years, steps up and drops some words that nobody saw coming. Lamont Roach Sr., Roach's dad and trainer, was not ready for this, and you could literally see it on his face. Now, we've been talking about tension between these camps for weeks, right? But this was next level, and it all went down live. No leaks, no rumors, just straight up, raw moments you gotta see to believe. Let's break it down.
The thing I'm getting out of this, you know, Roach took the fight. It gives him a chance to really be that guy. Because Roach put in a lot of work, and he's a champion, you know. What's the best for him? I'm hoping that he do what I need him to do, you know what I'm saying? You see how I asked him, are you ready? You know what I'm saying? Because I need somebody that's going to really push things so I can see different levels of it.
All right, before we get into the juicy details, let's rewind a bit and set the stage. Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach have had one of the most intense rivalries in recent boxing history. Their first fight back in March was wild, a majority draw that left boxing Twitter and the experts heated. Remember that moment in round 9 where Tank took a knee because of an eye irritation? The whole hair grease controversy? Yeah, that one.
I don't want to say that's the blueprint. I just think that, you know, that my plan unfolded the right way.
It sent shockwaves across the fight world and left fans divided. Some said Roach won. Others argued Tank got robbed by the judges.
Did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
But the most important part? The tension between the camps has been bubbling since that night. Tank's trainer, Calvin Ford, and Tank himself have been rumored to be on edge. Disagreements over strategy, attitude, and even Tank's mental focus.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinsky scores it on 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scores about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Roach and his dad have been firing shots, posting nonstop on socials, and demanding a rematch. which they got. Officially locked for the 21st of June in Las Vegas, the stakes couldn't be higher. The belt, the bragging rights, and pride all on the line. And now, with this live press conference drama, it feels like the whole fight has escalated beyond just boxing skill. This is a war of mind games, loyalty, and respect.
I mean, fights. It's a fight. People going to make mistakes.
Vegas is going to be on fire.
You know when you make a mistake. What happens when you make a mistake? You know, do the guys see when you make a mistake? You know what I'm saying? Like again, both of them undefeated. Both of them got that so-called power. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know what Youngin gonna bring. Right now, the thing is, it's manifesting in the ring. You know, that's all. To me, he's working good. I'm trying to make sure his body good, because I said this, they want to endure all the punishment in the ring. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing, I'm trying to put on a show for the others to come. You know what I'm saying? It's just the door open for these type of fights. You know what I'm saying? Because we see the vision of where we're trying to go at with this. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta always said, man, coach, the time is now. You know, we ain't second guessing ourselves because we supposed to be here. We're going to stay here. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we do.
Okay, so here's the moment that set the internet on fire. Calvin Ford took the mic, and instead of the usual hype talk, what he said hit everyone like a punch to the face. He called out Lamont Roach Sr. directly, saying, "You talk a lot about how your son's ready to dethrone Tank, but I see more smoke than fire. You all forgot the fundamentals, the grind, the real fight game."
I thought it was bullshit. A knee, you could take a knee. I don't care if it was grease in your eyes. A knockdown. There's no excuse for that. And I would like for the New York Commission to overturn that for the sport of boxing, so shit like that can't happen, especially on the A side. Everything that happens and people get away with it is always when it's the A side. Right. You go back to all the history of boxing. So this could have been a chance for them to make boxing, you know, people respect it a little bit more if they would have overturned that point and gave the round to Lamont, which would have gave us the victory. But I thought we want to fight without that. But either way, you know, take a knee, that's a knockdown. You can go back. Everybody been watching boxing 20, 30 years. Anybody took a knee, that's a knockdown. And this was for a punch, too. So that made it even worse.
Now, the crowd was buzzing. Roach Sr. tried to keep his cool, but you could see the tension. Calvin didn't stop there. He added, "If Lamont wants this belt, he's got to earn it, not just by hype or social media antics. And trust me, Tank's ready to show him what real pressure feels like." But here's where it got wild. Calvin, instead of backing down, straight up challenged Roach Sr. to step into the ring and show respect for what Tank's been through. He said, "Talk is cheap. Let's see if you can back it up in Vegas, not just on the sidelines." The room erupted. You could almost hear the collective gasp from viewers worldwide. This wasn't just a press conference anymore. It was a full-on boxing drama episode with all the backstage shade, old-school boxing grit, and modern-day Twitter clapbacks rolled into one. Insiders watching live told me the vibe in the room was electric. Some even said it felt like a heavyweight press conference from the 90s all over again.
Go to work. So you think he need to turn his phone off, man? Come off social as he trains for December?
Man, it's tough, but we try to ignore the noise. He do for the most part. He handling it very well, but we locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? Lamont just classy guy, man. But you know, he a rattlesnake too, man. People don't know he mean, man. So you know, you come at him, you know, he gonna bark back sometimes, and people don't be ready for when he come back.
We seeing it. So if it's a rematch in that, man, we gotta have it. We gotta have it here, man.
Oh yeah.
Northwest Stadium. We gotta do something big, man.
Yeah, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, part 2, you know what I'm saying, we gotta get past part 1, but you know what I'm saying, but I would have loved for the fight to be here at home in the city for the fans. It would have brought a lot to this area. So, but either way, we're gonna make.
Here's the real kicker. Fight Field fam. Calvin Ford's beef isn't just about words. It's a full-on trainer war that nobody expected to be this public. Why? Because in boxing, the trainer-fighter bond is sacred. It's not just about drills or strategy. It's about trust, loyalty, and legacy. Remember Tyson and Cus D'Amato, Canelo and Eddie Reynoso? Those relationships build legends. Calvin has been Tank's corner man from day one. He's the guy who helped shape Tank's style, the slick shoulder roll, the crazy mitt work, the killer instincts.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean? I got Calvin tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? I don't know. Calvin is Pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit life. Loyalty over everything. Just, you know?
So for Calvin to come out swinging like this in front of Roach Sr., it tells you something deeper is going on behind the scenes. Rumors have been swirling that Calvin's been frustrated with Tank's attitude post-draw, that Tank's head might not be fully in the game. Some say Calvin might even be looking for new directions, which ties into the drama we've been watching between camps.
Do it. Them guys don't understand. They do that on the club level fight. Opponents, they say, y'all don't want to get knocked out by this guy, so I'm going to come in heavy. They're going to need the fight because they got to take the fight because they kind of get the numbers. That's what they do on the lower end. But now, they flipping the strip and doing it on the high end. You know what I'm saying? So that practice, you're going to start seeing that a lot now. But how we doing it now?
You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know, to get an eyebrow out of people. Like, you know how the Rock, when he put the eyebrow up, and he did get it. That's just like...
If Calvin's playing mind games with Roach's camp or trying to get under their skin, it's a bold strategy, but it also risks burning bridges with Tank. This tension could impact the camp's unity going into the fight, and in boxing, disunity can be fatal. Also, for Roach's camp, hearing this from Calvin live, that's fuel. They're going to use this drama to motivate Roach even harder.
That means you gotta go get it. You gotta box. Your feet working better be like bang. Yeah. Box. G-Man, let's go. Go next. Box. That's how I want to see. Good. Come on, man. You got fight.
So this isn't just a press conference. It's a psychological battle that could define the rematch's outcome. But here's the thing a lot of people forget. Calvin Ford isn't just Tank's trainer. He's like a father figure. This isn't one of those temporary coach-boxer combos that switch up after every bad camp. Nah, this bond runs deep.
Enter to him and make him open up here to make him work. When you get close, he can't fucking fight in the inside. Trust me. How long you been trusting me? Get close to him and just keep poking. When I say penitentiary, put that knife in him. Put him in him. Yeah? All right, put him together. Yeah, go to the body. Remember, protect the wild shots.
Calvin found Tank when he was just a wild Baltimore kid with a mean left hand and no direction, and he built him. From the hood to world championships, Calvin's been there every step, guiding him not just in the ring, but in life.
My journey's crazy. That's why I said, yo, you can't write this, man. You cannot write this. My experience being gone, and all the stuff that I went through, preparing me for where I'm at today. You know, that Tank is older. He had the lessons, getting his lessons of what he got to do, take us the rest of the way. And this is his take us the rest of the way fight.
And yeah, there's been drama. We've all seen the rumors floating around. Tank and Calvin are drifting. Calvin might step back. All that noise. But guess what? Ford's still right there in that corner, lacing up gloves, calling the shots, and keeping Tank grounded through the chaos.
One hand, he came in the corner at the 6th round and said, my hand is hurting. If you look at the tape, I said, man, I don't want to hear that. Fight through it. And he done it. Y'all got to give this young man his props. Man, he come in day and day out. And you hear him keep saying, he fight who they put in front of him.
and we don't turn down nothing but our callers. So whatever they say to do, we're going to get the job done. That's the blue-collar way.
Even during the mess with Floyd Mayweather, when Tank was beefing with his own promoter, posting cryptic tweets, threatening to walk, Calvin stayed 10 toes down. He didn't pick sides. He didn't feed the fire. He stayed loyal to Tank, the fighter, not the brand or the headlines.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we're seeing what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story is going to reveal itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said, they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man. 'Cause they can't stand it, you know. Calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
So when Calvin stepped up at this press conference, it wasn't just about defending a fighter. It was about defending his kid. And that's what made it hit different. This wasn't strategy. This was heart. And when someone like Calvin speaks from the heart, you listen. The entire room did. And Roach, he definitely felt it.
Frank was on stage. He said, "I'm going to beat Tank's ass." What's your response to that?
Nah, a lot of them said that. A lot of them said that, and I want him to have that attitude because, again, I know what's under the hood with him. He's Ford built tough.
All right, here's what this means moving forward. The 21st of June is no longer just about two fighters. It's about camps, pride, and mental warfare. If Calvin Ford and Tank don't patch things up and stay locked in, this drama could cost them the fight. You don't want your trainer publicly throwing shade at your opponent's trainer if it's causing rifts inside your own camp. On the flip side, Roach's camp is clearly riding this momentum. They've got a psychological edge and a target to prove, especially after hearing Calvin's comments live. Expect this rematch press tour to get even nastier, with both sides ready to go full throttle. My prediction? The tension between camps will boil over in Vegas, maybe even inside the ring. We could see a fight fueled as much by respect as by revenge, and that always makes for must-watch boxing. So what do you guys think? Was Calvin Ford's live press conference bombshell, a genius mind game, or did he just expose cracks in Tank's camp? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Team Tank? Team Roach? Or just here for the drama? Smash that like button if you're hyped for the 21st of June. Subscribe for all the exclusive updates. And ring that bell so you don't miss any of this wild rematch buildup. I'll catch you in the next video.